Welcome back to WC Coins World, your go-to place for everything about coins, history, and numismatic discoveries. Today, we're diving deep into the Washington quarter dollar. From 1992, 1979, and 1984, exploring its design origins, mint marks history, metal composition, key features, rare varieties, and what makes these coins so special to collectors. We will also uncover the historical context of the Washington quarter series as a whole and how the 1992, 1979, and 1984 version fits into the grand timeline of American coinage. So get comfortable because we are about to take an in-depth journey through history. The story of the Washington quarter begins long before 1992. It dates back to 1932 when the United States was preparing to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. The idea of honoring the first President of the United States on a circulating coin was widely supported. Initially, there was a debate about which denomination should feature Washington. The half dollar was originally considered since it was a larger and more prestigious coin in circulation at the time. However, the standing Liberty quarter, which had been in use since 1916, was becoming outdated and difficult to produce effectively due to its intricate design. The U.S. Mint decided to replace it with the new Washington quarter. Design ad features. The Treasury Department held a competition to select the new design for the Washington quarter. Originally, the U.S. Commission of Fine Arts recommended a design by sculptor Laura Garden Fraser, who had created an elegant and artistic portrait of Washington. However, in a controversial decision, Treasury Secretary Andrew W. Mellon chose a design by John Flanagan instead. Flanagan's design featured a left-facing portrait of Washington with the word Liberty inscribed above his head, and the phrase "I in God we trust" positioned to the left of his chin. The date was inscribed at the bottom of the coin. The reverse of the quarter depicted a majestic bald eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with two olive branches beneath, symbolizing peace and strength. The words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum were placed above the eagle with quarter dollar below. This design debuted in 1932 and remained relatively unchanged for decades, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage history. Changes in composition and production. Originally, Washington quarters were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, but due to rising silver prices and economic pressures, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a copper-nickel-clad composition starting in 1965. This change allowed the government to continue producing quarters at a lower cost while maintaining their usability in circulation. The core of these new quarters was made of pure copper, while the outer layers consisted of a 75% copper and 25% nickel blend, giving the coin its characteristic silvery appearance. By 1992, the Washington quarter had been minted in this clad composition for nearly 3 decades and remained a staple in everyday commerce. The 1992 Washington quarter dollar. The 1992 Washington quarter was struck at 3 different U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint produced quarters with distinct mint marks which are important for collectors and numismatists. 1 Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. Quarters struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1992 do not carry a mint mark. These coins were produced in large numbers for general circulation. 2 Denver Mint, D mint mark. Coins minted in Denver carry a small D mint mark located just to the right of Washington's ponytail on the obverse. The Denver Mint played a crucial role in supplying quarters for circulation, especially in the western United States. 3 San Francisco Mint, S mint mark. The San Francisco Mint struck proof quarters in 1992. These coins are identified by the S mint mark and were specifically made for collectors. In 1992, something special happened. The U.S. Mint reintroduced silver-proof quarters for the first time since 1964. These silver proofs contain 90% silver and 10% copper, just like the original pre-1965 Washington quarters. These were only available in special proof sets. Notable varieties and errors. The 1992 Washington quarter has a few notable errors and varieties that make certain coins highly desirable among collectors. 1992 Close AM reverse variety. This rare variety is found on Some 1992 quarters where the letters A and M in America on the reverse are closer together than usual. This design was intended for proof coins, but a small number of circulation strikes have been discovered with this feature. These are extremely rare and valuable. 2 off-center strikes. Some 1992 quarters were struck with an off-center design, meaning part of the image is missing from the coin's surface. These errors occur when the blank planchet is not properly aligned in the press and can range in severity. Coins with significant off-center strikes, especially those showing a clear date, can command premium prices. 3 clipped planchets. Occasionally a quarter is struck on a planchet that was improperly cut, leaving a curved or straight clip on the coin's edge. These are relatively rare and sought after by error coin collectors. 4. Double die errors. Double die errors occur when the coin's design is accidentally struck twice with slight misalignment, resulting in doubling on the lettering or design elements. While no major double die varieties are widely recognized for the 1992 quarter, some minor doubling can be found on certain examples. Collectability and value. The value of a 1992 Washington quarter depends on its mint mark condition and rarity. 1. Circulated quarters. Regular circulation 1992 quarters from Philadelphia or Denver typically hold face value unless they are in exceptional uncirculated condition. 2. Uncirculated coins. Higher grade uncirculated 1992 quarters, especially those graded MS-65 or above by professional grading services, can fetch a premium. 3. Proof quarters. The 1992 S-proof quarter is highly desirable, particularly in deep cameo condition. The silver-proof version is even more sought after due to its limited mintage and historical significance. 4. Rare varieties and errors. Quarters featuring the close AM variety or significant mint errors can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their rarity and condition. Conclusion. The 1992 Washington quarter dollar is more than just pocket change. It represents a crucial part of American numismatic history, from its origins in 1932 to its various mint marks and special silver-proof issues. The Washington quarter continues to be a fascinating series for collectors and history enthusiasts. Whether you are looking for rare varieties, error coins, or simply want to appreciate the legacy of this iconic coin, the 1992 quarter is definitely one to keep an eye out for. 9. Washington quarter is a significant piece in American numismatics, continuing the long-running Washington quarter series that began in 1932. This quarter was produced by the United States Mint and features the iconic image of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan, based on a bust of Washington originally sculpted by Jean-Antoine Houdon in the late 18th century. The reverse of the coin features an eagle with outstretched wings, clutching a bundle of arrows, with olive branches below, symbolizing both military readiness and peace. This design remained unchanged from 1932 until 1998, when the 50-state quarters program was introduced. In 1999, the 1979 Washington quarter was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, each producing coins with distinct mint marks that can be found on the obverse of the coin, just behind Washington's ponytail. The Philadelphia Mint struck coins without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint used a D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint produced quarters with an S mint mark. The San Francisco Mint primarily struck proof coins for collectors, while Philadelphia and Denver produced circulation strikes. The 1979 quarter was made of a copper-nickel clad composition, as the U.S. Mint had transitioned away from 90% silver coinage in 1965 due to rising silver prices and concerns over the depletion of silver reserves. The clad composition consists of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core, giving the coin a total weight of 5.67 grams, a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and a reeded edge with 119 reeds. By 1979, the Washington quarter had already been in circulation for nearly half a century, cementing its place as a staple of American coinage. However, This period in U.S. coinage history was marked by changes in minting technology and quality control, leading to some varieties and errors that collectors find interesting. Among the most notable varieties of the 1979 Washington quarter are minor doubling errors, die cracks, and filled mint marks, particularly affecting the Denver and San Francisco issues. One of the most well-known varieties of the 1979 quarter is the San Francisco minted proof coin with a Type 1 filled S and Type 2 clear S mint mark. The Type 1 variety features an S mint mark that appears blob-like or filled due to excessive die polishing or wear, while the Type 2 variety has a sharper, clearer S. The Type 2 is generally more desirable to collectors, as it represents a refinement in the minting process. The Type 1 proof quarters were struck earlier in the production cycle, while the Type 2 proofs were made later. The mintage figures for the 1979 Washington quarter are as follows. The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 515,708,000 quarters. The Denver Mint struck around 489,789,780 quarters, and the San Francisco Mint produced 3,677,175 proof quarters. Due to the high production numbers, 1979 quarters are not considered rare in circulated condition. However, high-grade examples, especially those graded MS66 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, can command a premium due to their relative scarcity in such pristine condition. In terms of errors and varieties, collectors have discovered some interesting anomalies within the 1979 Washington quarter series. One such error is the double die obverse, DDO, where elements of the design, such as the lettering or Washington's profile, appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process. Other notable errors include off-center strikes, which occur when the blank planchet is not properly aligned in the coin press, leading to a misaligned design. Additionally, some 1,979 quarters exhibit clipped planchet errors, where a portion of the coin appears to be missing due to an improperly cut planchet before striking. Another intriguing error found on some 1979 Washington quarters is the struck-through error, in which foreign material, such as grease or debris, becomes lodged in the die, causing missing or weak details in certain areas of the coin. These types of errors can make individual coins unique and more valuable to collectors who specialize in error coins. While the 1979 Washington quarter is not typically regarded as a key date or a particularly rare issue, its significance lies in its place within the broader Washington quarter series. The Washington quarter itself was originally introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The decision to feature Washington on the quarter was part of a broader movement to honor the nation's first president on coinage. Initially intended as a one-year commemorative issue, public approval led to its continuation as a permanent circulating coin. The design of the Washington quarter remained largely unchanged from 1932 until 1998, apart from modifications to the mint marks and slight refinements in details. The most significant changes in the series came in 1965, when silver was removed from circulating quarters due to rising metal costs, and in 1999, when the reverse design was replaced with rotating designs as part of the 50-state quarters program. The 1979 quarter represents the final 2 decades of the original Washington quarter design before these changes. The numismatic value of a 1979 Washington quarter depends on several factors, including condition, mint mark, and the presence of any errors or varieties. Circulated examples typically hold only face value unless they display notable errors. However, uncirculated coins, particularly those in high mint state grades, MS65 and above, can fetch premiums. Proof examples from the San Francisco Mint, especially those with the Type 2S mint mark, are also sought after by collectors. Beyond numismatic interest, The 1979 Washington Quarter holds historical significance as a representation of American coinage in the late 20th century. The coin reflects the economic and technological shifts occurring at the time, as well as the ongoing evolution of the U.S. mint's production techniques. Advances in die technology, quality control, and mass production techniques during the late 1970s influenced how these coins were struck and how they appear today. In conclusion, the 1979 Washington Quarter is an integral part of the Washington Quarter series, notable for its widespread production, clad composition, and the presence of certain collectible varieties. While not inherently rare, high-grade examples and error coins hold special value in the numismatic community. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 1979 Washington Quarter serves as an accessible and interesting piece of American coinage history. As always, when searching for valuable quarters, pay close attention to mint marks, condition, and potential errors, as these factors can significantly impact a coin's value. That wraps up our deep dive into the 1979 Washington Quarter.
The history of the Washington Quarter series. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932, replacing the standing Liberty Quarter, which had been in circulation since 1916. This change came as part of a national effort to commemorate the 200th birthday of the first U.S. President, George Washington. The original design was created by sculptor John Flanagan, and although there were debates about alternative designs, Flanagan's depiction of Washington was ultimately chosen for the coin. The Washington Quarter became an essential part of American currency, and its design remained largely unchanged until the state quarters program began in 1999. However, the 1984 Washington Quarter still followed the traditional design that had been in place since 1932, which features the following elements. Obverse, front, design. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan. Above his head, you'll see the word Liberty, while below the bust is the year of mintage, 1984, to the left of Washington's neck is the phrase, "In God We Trust." Reverse, back, design. The reverse of the Washington Quarter depicts a majestic bald eagle with outstretched wings, clutching a bundle of arrows, with two olive branches below it. Above the eagle, you'll find the phrase, United States of America, and just below that is the denomination, quarter dollar. The phrase, E pluribus unum, is located between the eagle's wings. The 1984 Washington Quarter mint marks and minting locations. The 1984 Washington Quarter was produced at 3 U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark; Denver Mint, D mint mark; San Francisco Mint, S mint mark for proof coins. Let's break down the details of each mint mark and the number of quarters struck at each location. 1 mint mark, no mint mark, located on the obverse, to the right of Washington's ponytail. Mintage, 676,545,000. Over 676 million coins struck. Details: the Philadelphia Mint produced the highest number of 1984 quarters, making this version very common in circulation today. However, collectors still look for high-quality specimens, particularly those in mint state, MS, or with full strike details. 2. 1984, D Washington Quarter, Denver Mint. Mint mark, D, located on the obverse, to the right of Washington's ponytail. Mintage, 546,483,064. Over 546 million coins struck. Details: the Denver Mint also struck a significant number of quarters in 1984. While many of these have been worn down in circulation, uncirculated examples in MS 65 or higher can command higher prices among collectors. 3. 1984 S. Washington Quarter, San Francisco. Mint, proof coin. Mint mark, S, located on the obverse, to the right of Washington's ponytail. Mintage, 3,065,110. About 3 million coins struck. Details, the San Francisco Mint. Exclusively produced proof versions of the 1984 Washington Quarter, which were sold to collectors in special mint sets. These proof quarters were struck with highly polished dies, giving them a mirror-like finish. Errors and varieties found in the 1984 Washington Quarter. The 1984 Washington Quarter is known for several interesting errors and varieties that collectors actively seek. Some of the most notable ones include 1. Double die obverse, DDO. This error occurs when the obverse die is misaligned during the hubbing process, resulting in a noticeable doubling effect on the inscriptions and Washington's profile. The doubling can be seen in areas such as Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date, 1984. Value, depending on the strength of the doubling and the coin's condition. A 1984 DDO quarter can be worth $50 to $500 or more in high grades. 2. Off-center strike. If the coin is misaligned during the striking process, it can result in an off-center design where part of the image is missing. The more off-center the strike, the higher its potential value, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible. Value, off-center errors can range from $20 to over $200, depending on the degree of misalignment. 3. Clipped planchette error. This occurs when the coin blank, planchette, is improperly cut before striking, leading to a crescent-shaped missing section on the quarter. Value, depending on the size and visibility of the clip. These coins can be worth $10 to $100 or more. 4. Broad strike error. This happens when a coin is struck without the collar that holds the blank in place, resulting in a quarter with a wider, slightly deformed shape. Value, broad strike quarters can sell for $50 to $250, depending on condition. Value of the 1984 Washington Quarter depends on factors such as mint mark, condition, and any errors or varieties. Here's a general breakdown. Circulated condition, face value to $2. Uncirculated, MS, 60 to MS, 65 $5 to $25. High-grade MS, 67 or MS, 68, $100 to $1,000 plus. Proof, 1984, S $5 to $50. With deep cameo, DCAM, examples worth more. Final thoughts. The 1984 Washington Quarter is an important part of U.S. numismatic history. While most of these coins are still worth just 25 cents, rare high-grade examples, error coins, and proofs can be valuable collector's items. If you have a 1984 quarter, check its mint mark, condition, and any possible errors. You could be sitting on a hidden gem. That's it for today's deep dive into the 1984 Washington Quarter. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts or any rare coins you've found. Thanks for watching WC Coin World. Until next time, happy collecting.